Election Day just weeks away, coming up on November 6th. With us today, the Democratic nominee for governor, Karl Dean. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be here.
Mayor, you have said in the past that you support legalized marijuana. Why?
Well, medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana. I apologize. Medical marijuana.
We're making news here today.
We'll get into the legalized portion of it.
No, I don't
medical
support.
Marijuana
well, it's so clear.
Right.
I've never supported recreational marijuana, and I don't at this time. But I do support medical marijuana because, you know, my perspective on this is this: that if the medical profession and doctors are saying they can use this as a treatment, something to alleviate people's pain, something to bring them back to better health, or whatever they need to use it for, then the government shouldn't stand in the way. I mean, I think we want people to get the treatment they need and the doctors to have access to the tools they need. And this is a growing nationwide development, and I think it's time for it to happen here in Tennessee. Almost everybody I meet, too, has had some friend, family, or other who have been through some experience, whether it's cancer or something else, and sort of is very sympathetic on this topic. So I'm for legalizing medical marijuana. As
far as legalized marijuana, you say no, but is there something, would you consider it down the road even, or is it a hard no right now?
No, it's, look, this area is changing so rapidly.
Right.
I mean, we're going to be in a situation, if we're not already, where people are going to travel amongst the states and they're not going to know what the law is. I mean, there are going to be some states where it's legal, there'll be some states where it's illegal, there'll be states where medical marijuana is legal. And it's going to get more and more confusing with each passing year. I am not convinced that it's time to do recreational marijuana in Tennessee. I do think that we can look at lowering or somehow decriminalizing the punishment for people who, particularly young people, who possess a marijuana cigarette or a small amount for personal use, first offenders. I don't want to see people in that situation end up with a criminal record that could affect their ability to go to college, to find housing, to get a job. But that would not extend beyond first offenders and anything like that. But I would be willing to look at that. And I think that's something you would want to look at in a real nonpartisan way and study it and come to the right decision. Bring Republicans and Democrats together to do it. This topic is going to get more and more discussed each and every year as we move forward.
Absolutely.
We've got a lot of topics, and I want to touch on another one, and we don't have much time. The death penalty. A couple months ago, the state of Tennessee put Billy Ray Irick to death, from here in Knox County, of course. If you were governor at the time, would you have let that execution go forward?
I don't think I can really. I mean, I'm not trying to dodge it. I mean, I can't speak to it because I didn't see or review all the materials that Governor Haslam did. You know, I think as governor, you should enforce the law and follow the law. As part of that process, you go through a process where you are given lots of information, lots of background information that you're able to review, and then make your decision. Whether I would be privy to it or not, I didn't see that information, and Governor Haslam made the decision he made.
Let me ask you this. If you were elected governor, would you be open to putting inmates on death row to death?
I would follow the law and the process that is there. I would take it very seriously. I would take every aspect of it seriously. I understand as a lawyer, I get there is a law, and the governor would uphold that law. I would make no pledges one way or another on any case or any matter. I think that'd be totally inappropriate for any candidate to do that, to say, I'm going to go in there and make sure everybody gets the death penalty, or I'm not going to give it. You got to look at each case and make those tough decisions, but I would follow and respect the law.
What is the biggest contrast between you and Bill Lee?
Oh, I think, you know, obviously we talked about the gun issue. He's for, you know, permitless carry. He's for guns in schools and things like that. I think that's clearly an issue. The whole issues around Medicaid expansion. I think experience. I mean, I think obviously I respect his experience in business. People can have all sorts of different backgrounds, but I do think I bring to this a unique experience in that I have done a lot of work in government. I've managed a big organization, and I think successfully. I've managed through recessions and floods, and I have managed through one of the biggest booms that a city in the United States has had in recent years. And so I think that's a unique experience. I'd rather cast it in a positive way about me than anything negative about Bill. I mean, Bill and I have had a good campaign, and I think we'll continue to do that.
The President of the United States, Donald Trump, of course, has no political experience, and yet the people of America voted him to be the President of the United States. Do you think the state of Tennessee is willing to vote for another politician, as you have said, you're mayor of Knoxville, or mayor of Nashville? Is the state of Tennessee want someone who has been who has had their career in politics, or do they want someone?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's, as I said, I think his experiences are his experiences, and he can make the case for why they're valid, and I'll make the case for why mine are, and the people are going to vote whoever they're going to vote for. I don't know what Donald Trump has to do with any of it, but I have my experiences in government, my experiences in good times and tough times, and I had to make decisions that people don't usually have to make, and we did it, and we were successful.
All right, we're going to wrap up our discussion with Karl Dean right after this. Stay with us for more Inside Tennessee.